This is Nick Douglas for your Musto Morning Show at Cows Week in 2019. You might hear that my voice is a little bit worse for wear because, Hugh, we had the amazing Musto party last night at the Pier View.
We did, and it was a fantastic time. Obviously, we were quite loud and talking a lot. But on the other side of that, actually, there was a competition for winning £500 of Musto kit that you can get onto.
Yeah, you were getting people to scan their QR code, and today is the last day that people have their opportunity to put that entry in, don't they?
Exactly, yeah. In store and in the tent, there's a little QR code that you can scan, get in there and, enter it.
Awesome. And the My Cows Week competition was awarded yesterday with the Musto Prize. It actually happens every day, so you can take part in that every day. But Robin, great work. He got some great Musto kit. So I think we've got to talk a little bit about what's going to go on today, Hugh.
Yeah, I think so. Let's get into it.
So let's get into what to wear with a bang. Hugh, you're loving me, aren't you?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Awesome. What have we got on here on our lovely Mary the mannequin? We're going to name our boy mannequin in a minute, aren't we?
Yeah, we should. Yeah, this is MPX race today. Last day, all out, trying to get that last race win in. But we know it's going to be pretty wet later on in the day and potentially quite windy. So yeah, good waterproof protection, but again, plenty breathable. And the same with the trousers.
Perfect. And I'm loving all the pockets. This is important.
Yeah, plenty of pockets. Maybe a few pick-me-up chocolate bars to put in there.
Yeah, absolutely. We need those today. All right, bag. And we've got our boy mannequin, Hugh. Have we had any suggestions for names?
We've had a few at the Musto party, actually, last night. We've maybe Trevor's quite a good name. What do you think of that? We
could go with Trevor, or I'd call him my mate Trev. Is that all right?
Trev, yeah, well, yeah, Australian, you call him Trev, wouldn't you?
Yeah, that's fair enough. But what's he wearing here?
So he's got some of the lovely merchandise collection on today, but the big thing is that it's the last day. He's getting ready to pack. He's got his big rolly bag out.
I've just got a sad face on. It's terrible.
It's sad, isn't it?
I know it is sad, but I love this bag's good. Show me a little bit with this bag. Maybe you can take it for a walk there, Hugh.
I can roll it around. Obviously, clearly it rolls nicely. But yeah, massive bag. Probably should be enough for everything you're taking with you. But yeah, take another bag, some more merchandise kit with you home.
I was going to say, if you've got any extra kit that you're taking home, this is really good. Or any leftover tonic, because you probably used a bit more gin than tonic this week.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
All right, back to the middle. And what a week on Musto Mornings. We've had some fantastic guests from Hannah Diamond to Annie Lush. We've had the twins. I mean, Hugh, you've had such a great time interviewing all these amazing sailors.
Yeah, very, very lucky that all these people have come along for us. Today we've got Rich Mason and Pete Cummings on. So, yeah, great last day pair there.
Yeah, loving it. And also at the presentation later on, the Youth Skipper Prize will be awarded. Some amazing Musto kit to go out to one of our amazing youth sailors. Do we know what we're giving them?
Not yet. Still a surprise, but I'm guaranteed that it's going to be a good prize.
Oh, absolutely. It's Musto kit, of course. So, last day, I really don't want to wrap this up, Hugh. This is really sad.
We've got to do this again sometime.
He says that so lovingly. Anyway, we've had a great time all week, but you can watch back over the episodes. If you did like Musto Mornings, make sure you let Musto know so that we can perhaps come to another regatta near you. Remember, it's Fireworks Day. Hopefully we get to see some of those fireworks at Musto Clothing on Facebook. You can keep using hashtag In My Element. I'm totally in my element. It's party day.
We have a couple of very successful sailors with us today for the last day, Pete Cummings and Rich Mason, on Firework Friday. Pete, what's your favourite firework?
Oh, I love a Roman candle.
Roman candle?
Bigger the better. The loud ones, they're my favourite.
The big, loud, last ones. Yeah. I personally love a Catherine wheel. Or there's one that bounce on the water and explode again. I think they're quite good. But yeah, hopefully we get some fireworks tonight. Thanks for coming down for the last morning of Cows Week. It can be quite a heavy week. How's your week been? You've been on jetty this week.
Yeah, it's been good. Only 3 days for us, so I've been heading home, so I don't have quite the Cows Week fatigue yet. But speaking to a few people in the coffee shop this morning, I think there's a few tired heads around Cows at the moment. But no, pleased only at my age, 3 days, you can get out of here pretty quick.
That's pretty good. Yeah, tired heads right here as well. And you've been working on the F50, packing it away again for the next trip. Been a busy week there, doing a bit of fixing.
Yeah, packing away and just picking up the pieces, to be honest. We sort of exploded the boat at the windward mark in the first race. So, yeah, a little bit of laminating and putting back together. But, yeah, boat's in the container now, ready to go to France.
Yeah, clearly that's a video that everyone's been watching all week. How was your position right at the front of the boat on that, or how was it for you?
Yeah, on the forward-facing grinder. So it's a bit of a car crash in the front, to be honest. We broke the pedestal off, and so that gives you an idea of the sort of impact. But we were doing about 45 knots to zero quite quickly. So, yeah, it's quite full on.
And can you feel it kind of happening, something bad happening, and obviously you look up and you see the water coming quite quickly towards you?
Yeah, it's a bit funny because you'd obviously feel the acceleration, and you know something's going wrong when you're flying high and the boat skids sideways, and you kind of bracing, look at the other guy like, oh my God, what's going to happen here? And it's a funny one because you kind of get thrown forward and then you just get a load of green water come over you and smash you backwards as well. So it's a bit of a two-pronged attack from the boat. But everyone was okay, so yeah, we're really lucky to get away with a few bruises, but that was it.
That's excellent news because obviously it was a massive crash. And on that, actually, with sailing first to 50 knots, how does that feel? I'm not sure any of us have ever kind of anywhere been close to that. How does it feel at 50 knots?
Pretty windy and quite loud, but you're just sort of concentrating on your job. I mean, your attention gets really narrowed at that sort of speed. If you make any sort of mistakes, you're gone, and the bows are in like we did in the race. So you're just kind of thinking about your job and what you're doing, and you can when you stop afterwards, it's then that you feel the elation of like, wow, that was quick. Let's look at the GPS.
We've been asking a question throughout the week and some pretty good answers on people's first Cows Weeks or very memorable ones. Can you think of one there, Pete?
First Cow Week many moons ago, and yeah, I think mainly focused on the beer tent. Getting into sailing then, and trying to make your way in the sport. And I think I was networking pretty hard that week in the bar, just trying to make contacts to further my career, I guess. And that's pretty much it.
Well, yeah.
Oh, and some sailing. We did some lovely sailing. Yeah, one of my favourite places in the world to go sailing, the crystal blue waters. Yeah, it's lovely. Yeah.
Well, you're clearly having another good week of Cows Week. And yourself, first Cows Week?
Not the first one, but I actually met my wife at Cows Week. Yeah, in the beer tent as well. We were in the beer tent. I was holding 2 jugs of Pimm's at the time, and I don't know if it is that attracted her to me, but yeah, I got a poke in the back actually. And hello, all right, do you want some of this?
Just take the Pimm's off you.
Something like that. Yeah. Hey, come back. No. Yeah, so it's fairly memorable.
That was brilliant. That's excellent.
It's a tear to your eye,
It does. Yeah, Pete. I was looking at this stat the other day. You've crossed the Atlantic, probably a lot of times. Does it ever get kind of like an easy trip? Do you ever kind of look at it and go, "Oh, just nipping across the Atlantic again"?
They've all been very, very different. I think we're up to 11 or 12 times now, and it's. I think you're foolish if you underestimate what it will be like. I think it was pretty horrendous the last time coming across in the Volvo from Newport, just getting smashed for a few days. And then this year we came over on Scallywag and we were, it was all pretty benign, and then suddenly 2 weather systems moves and you're trapped in 40 knots. And yeah, it's pretty full on, all shapes and sizes of the boats. Like the Mod 70, probably my most memorable. 5 days ripping across. And that definitely focuses the mind when you're ripping across in the mod. But no, I think it's always a challenge, and I think I'd always advise people, if you get the opportunity, cruising or racing, it's pretty amazing. You discover a lot about yourself, and I think you see some sights that you can describe to people, but unless you've done it, you can't really comprehend. When you're at night, you don't have any of the light pollution, and you can just see stars that you've never seen before, and it feels like you're in a bit of a glitter ball. You know where your horizons are, because that's where the stars stop. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. And what we were saying on the mods, kind of going at that sort of speed, trying to sleep, I imagine you've got to in those 5 days. Does it feel pretty uncomfortable?
Yeah, it's horrible. There's nothing to say it's nice. I mean, Rich has done a bit as well, and
Depends who's driving though, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Who's the worst?
It's
not going to name names.
no names, because I might have to sell them again. But yeah, it's like, with these guys near 50, you've got to have ultimate trust in the guys around you. So to get sleep it never changes. The first night you're on edge the whole time, and you're just learning the noises of the boat, and you know yourself when you're offshore. You learn the noises of the boat, and you know when to worry, when not to. And I think the biggest thing on a trimaran is you sleep in the middle float, and it's great when you've got the water running over the hull. You can sleep so soundly, but the minute it all goes quiet, you know, oh, I'm flying, and you just want to hear it crash back down again, and you know it's back under control. So, it's pretty exciting, but no, that's why we do it. That's why I love it.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I think, and Ian was saying the same thing at the beginning of the week. It's all about feeling the boat, and suddenly you're like, oh, I can, something wrong now, something's wrong. But interesting. We've got to, some tips for the day. I'd like to just go through. Last day could be quite windy. Any top tips for the people of Cowes?
God, last day, take your paracetamol, get into it. I think it's going to be a real good Cowes week sailing today. Southwesterly wind that's going to build. It'll be pretty flat until midday, and then the tide will change. It will start flooding out, and then it will get pretty lumpy. So it'll give an awesome ride back down from kind of Needles, Western Solent. So put your foul weather gear on and enjoy a pretty wet ride home to the squadron line.
And Rich?
It's the same sort of thing, really. I guess, it's going to be a fairly full-on day. I think don't underestimate the wind when you start, because, like Pete says, it will start flat and it will get windier and wavier. Make sure you take in the right gear for the day and have your I was going to say have your good head on, but I don't know. There'll be some cloudy heads this morning, I expect.
Yeah, I'm hoping actually a few people maybe were quiet last night, kind of getting their last race in. MPX behind you. Last bit of wet weather gear to put on, I think, for everybody. And then some quick fire questions for both of you. We've been asking this week. Favourite class of boats to sail?
Ooh.
F50, hands down, yeah, definitely.
No, Extreme 40 then.
And location, favourite location?
Cowes.
Yeah, gotta love Cowes.
Oh, wow. Yeah, home crowd. And then favourite song to play on the water or before the water in the gym or something?
Oh.
Curveball.
Oh, I don't know. I'll take any suggestions.
Eye for Tiger.
Sing it for us.
Yeah, that too.
No, it's not this morning. It's Friday.
It is Friday. Well, thanks very, very much for coming in on Friday. Obviously, both be back at Cowes Week, I'm sure, soon. And that has been it for the show. Thanks very much for watching it. As you say, you can watch any of these episodes all week if you prepare yourself for next year, hopefully. Thanks very much. Have a great day sailing.
Yay.